really just how funny he is, man. With us, I mean, he's laughing, joking.
Shohei's really funny. He's always trying to make jokes to have a good time with his teammates.
He'll crack a little joke in our hitters meetings, and you kind of don't expect it. And he's a really funny guy.
Well, I think the world is starting to understand that he's a practical joker.
大谷翔平。その名を聞いて多くの人が思い浮かべるのは、マウンドで圧倒的な球を投げ込む姿や、スタンドへ叩き込む豪快なホームランではないでしょうか。記録も数字もパフォーマンスも全てが規格外すぎて、一人の人間としての大谷選手がどんな人物なのかは意外と知られていないのではないでしょうか。しかしドジャースのチームメイトたちは口を揃えて言います。グラウンドの外の翔平をあなたたちはまだ知らないと。一体彼らが間近で目撃した大谷翔平とはどんな人物なのか。今回はチームメイトたちの証言からその人間性に迫っていきます。まずはテオスカーが語った誰もが驚いたという素顔の話からです。ではご覧ください。
Talking about team vibes, Shohei, for people who do a show like this, for people who watch the game, he's kind of quiet. And every single time that we see Teo next to Shohei, it's a hand on the back, there's smiles. So what's the funniest thing that he said to you and that you've said to him?
The funniest thing that he asked me how to say it in Spanish, but I don't think we can say that in here. I will let you guys know later. But yeah, it's funny because everybody sees Shohei so serious, and he's not. He's like that when he's in the dugout. He just respects so much this game that he just go about the business and he just go and stay focused. But Shohei outside of the dugout is a funny guy.
What's the easiest way to make him smile, Teo? Like, what do you say if you see him being a little bit too serious and you're like, hey, lighten up? Like, do you have a go-to line, or, what does he like to talk about with you, whether it's within baseball or outside of baseball?
There's something that we used to say most of every day. Every time when we get to the field, we hit in the cage. I say, Shohei, please do something today. Even if it hits 2 homers the day before or get like 4 RBIs or whatever, I say, just please do something and hit the ball hard. And he just started laughing and just trying to relax and have fun. I think his Spanish was better than my Japanese throughout the year. It's great to have that relationship with Shohei. He's a quiet guy, but at the same time, he's funny. He's trying hard just to get engaged with his teammates and make everybody feels good around him. What can I say? Shohei is amazing. Amazing teammate, amazing person, and he care about everybody in that clubhouse and outside the clubhouse. And it's good to be his teammate and play alongside him for many years.
グラウンドでは集中してるだけ。クラブハウスの大谷がどんな人間かを私たちはほとんど知らなかったのかもしれません。試合に誰よりも真剣に向き合っているからこそグラウンドでは集中する。ただそれだけのことだったのです。ただチームメイトが語る大谷の素顔にはもう一つの側面があります。ベッツは大谷翔平という存在が抱えるある現実について率直に語っています。
Otani, we'll talk about him on the field and how incredible he is, but what's he like off the field? Does he speak any English? Does he talk shit? English. Does he got any jokes?
Nah, he got some jokes.
He got some
I don't know. To be honest, you don't see him.
You don't see him?
No, you can't really see him.
Okay,
because
with this dude.
He's that person that he literally cannot go anywhere. Wow. He can't live a normal life. And so it kind of sucks.
Right.
Like after we leave the stadium, you don't see him. And I get it.
Right.
I get it. He can't go anywhere. So
but what's he like in the locker room when
he's cool. He just be chilling. Like he's quiet.
What is he like as just a guy out there on the field, or whether he's just hitting or on the mound?
He's really normal. Like it's just what he does is so
Unnormal.
Like he's really normal when his preparation. He goes and talks and he competes. He's not more of a competitor than I am. He's just, and so, everybody sees, they see him as a normal guy. We all see him like, you know, it's just show. But then, you know, he goes put up 50-50, you know, and wins every award in the world. And you're like, damn. Like, yeah, you know, you forget, like, that's Shohei Ohtani.
The thing I really like the most that I'm very impressed is how Shohei handles all the things going on in the same person.
彼が大谷翔平だってことを忘れてしまう。これほどのチームメイト冥利に尽きる言葉はないのではないでしょうか。50-50を達成し、世界中の賞を総なめにする選手がクラブハウスではただの翔平になっている。偉大さを全く感じさせない自然体こそが大谷翔平という人間の最大の魅力なのかもしれません。ではその普通さはグラウンドの外でも一貫しているのか。キケとグラスノーが示し合わせたように語ったある習慣をご覧ください。
Shohei does some amazing things on the field. We've seen this. Everybody sees all these things. We saw him playing with some leaves yesterday. He does it all. What's something about Shohei Ohtani that we don't know?
His ability to hyper-focus at times of chaos. And I'm not talking about on the field. I'm talking about on the bus when the speaker is blasting and the driver can barely drive because the music's so loud. Same thing on the plane. And this guy has an incredible ability to shut everything off and just locking it on his comics. This guy has an incredible ability to just read comics throughout a storm. And that's impressive because I can't read 2 sentences without getting distracted.
No, dude. No, I need pictures and stuff. And
that's a skill.
Right, and that's where the ADD starts going. I need 70 milligrams of Vyvanse. I need stuff.
We see you goofing around with your teammates quite a lot. What's Ohtani been like from your point of view, perspective?
As far as what?
Like goofing around, or like as a teammate?
He's been great. He's got a lot bigger personality than what any of us expected. He likes to joke around a lot. He likes to have a good time. He has this childish energy to him, which is great. I think that allows him to, you know, disconnect from the fact that there's a huge pressure on his shoulders because that's what comes with, you know, not only being the greatest player in the game, but potentially possibly be one of the best ever. And you know, he's been a joy to watch. My favorite part about Shohei is that we can be on a bus ride to San Diego, and the bus ride, it looks like a party bus, or we could be on a flight where there's music blasting throughout the plane and he's just sitting in his chair reading comics. And that's just show. He's amazing.
I don't know. I think like what are some things? He reads comic books on the flight. Do you guys know that's a thing? I guess. I don't know.
No,
maybe you guys know that. Yeah, he's like he's very like I don't know, like I don't think he has many distractions going on. Like we'll have like a 5-hour flight and he'll read like comic books the whole time. Like I think he likes the story and the arc, and it's kind of interesting to me. I think it's really kind of fascinating for him to just go and like, and especially in a world of like iPads and TikTok and crazy stuff, he's kind of still going old school comic books. And he just wrote that book, like the Decoy Saves opening day. So like,
yeah. And I'm pretty sure you've been asked about a million times, but you know, our generation, we didn't get a chance to see Babe Ruth, obviously. Yeah. And, you know, for us, it's like this dude can do both. And a lot of guys don't get that luxury, right? But he does it at a high level. Just watching him, for you as not just a player, as a fan, how is it to sort of witness that and just see the greatness of Shohei?
Yeah, it's awesome. I get to come in every day. It's another one of those things, like to go see him do his work day, which is a very unique thing, just being like a DH. And then obviously when he starts pitching, it's just seeing how you manage that is just pretty crazy. But just I think the way he navigates like the ups and downs, he just doesn't have a ton of downs, but I just think he's so consistent each day, in and out. He's got a lot of stuff on and off the field, and he's just a very consistent, really good teammate. And I think through the course of a year, that's kind of what a lot of players notice. You obviously notice the talent. It's like hard to miss. He's just incredible. But I think like the person you are every day stands out, and he is phenomenal. So
how we doing, Tyler?
Good. Hanging out. Glad to be here. Thanks, guys.
No, thank you. Thanks so much for. And by the way, I should say congratulations on the nuptials.
Oh, thank you very much. Yeah, I appreciate it. It's been a big off season. A lot of rings in my off season.
Oh, all the rings. Okay, so when we talk about we're dedicating an entire day to Shohei Ohtani. It's well deserved, right? But when you think of him as a teammate, how would you characterize him? Because we hear these little anecdotes here and there. We don't know a whole lot about Shohei. We know he's got a dog named Decoy, but shed some light.
I think it, like in any baseball season, it's like hard to hide your true personality just because you're around people so often. And like, I honestly, like kind of what you see is what you get. Like the way he is in media and around people, he's very similar to that in the clubhouse. He's always like a good attitude. I've never really seen him get down on himself. He doesn't have a lot to get down on, but like there's been times where he struggled and he's just been the same guy. He comes in, he's happy. I feel like he's pretty good at like separating it all. It's probably a lot, but he seems very just, I don't know, like happy-go-lucky. I've said it before too, he just always seems like he's at summer camp, and he's just always been consistent around like the team. And I think too, I guess the only thing I noticed, like when he first started to pitch and hit at the same time, the only time I could notice a little change was just in preparation of like, I think when he started pitching mentally, he was a little bit more like consumed, I'd say, like more mechanical stuff maybe as he was getting going. Like you'd see him in the weight room like working on mechanics a little bit, but he'd do his hitting and then do some mechanical stuff and then go. But he was always just the same dude, always a good vibe, always happy. So yeah, consistent.
Tyler, I want to first thank you for doing this. It's not too many teammates who go into an interview and understand you're coming to the interview to talk about somebody else. So props to you for being the ultimate teammate for doing this for Shohei. But last block I was talking about some of the adjustments that Shohei was able to make, his velo this season, his ability to come back from another major elbow surgery and still find a way to get to the same velo. You've had your fair share of injuries. Give us some color on how tough that should be for a player while they're going 50-50 to still find a way to rehab like they need to be able to perform right away the next season.
Yeah, I mean, I can't speak on that whole work. Just the hitting, the pitching, and the rehabbing, I think is what a lot of people maybe don't talk about. Like having to do all that and then rehab. You'd see him in there and they would pencil in some time and he'd work with Thomas. He had some other people in there. He'd get his work done in the beginning. I think he's just good at like spacing his time out correctly. Like I think a lot of guys fall into the pattern of struggling and like sitting in the cage for 2 hours and trying to fix it. I don't think he has time or like availability to do that. I think for him I don't know what his like cage work is like just being a pitcher, but I think it's just you find your time, you do it, you have this time for hitting, you have this time for rehab, you have this time for pitching, and then you have to move on and maybe not get too emotionally attached to like each thing. And he's pretty well known for not taking BP. I think he's just kind of, the unique thing about him is he's found his routine, and I don't think he tries to obsess too much on one thing, and he's just kind of good at rolling with whatever he's got to do. And this is from just a pitcher from the outside. I don't know his day-to-day stuff, but from what I can see, it's a consistent routine. He's got some help with the trainers, but I just think he's good at moving on. Like if something doesn't feel right, he's like, whatever, I'm Shohei, it's fine.
キケもグラスノーも示し合わせたように漫画の話をしていました。興味深いのは2人がこのエピソードをすごいではなく、それが翔平なんだという言い方で語っていることです。超人的な集中力を特別なことではなくごく自然な姿として受け止めている。チームメイトにとってそれがすでに当たり前の大谷翔平になっているのでしょう。その揺るぎなさはグラウンドに立った時も変わりません。マンシーは何度も話題になったバットフリップのある秘密を語っています。
It's really cool when you see one of the absolute superstars in this sport, bring that type of energy and emotion into the game. I think that's what, the fans want. It's what the game wants. It's a lot of fun, and he's doing it the right way, He's not ever looking at the other team, the other dugout. He's always celebrating towards us. He's doing it always the right way, and it's been, a lot of fun to watch.
さて、いかがでしたか？バットフリップはともすれば相手への挑発と映ることもあります。しかし大谷のバットフリップには必ず向かう先があります。自分たちの方、つまりベンチのチームメイトたちです。最高の瞬間に相手ではなく仲間を見る。その一瞬の選択の中に大谷翔平という人間の価値観がそのまま出ている気がします。 勝利の喜びを自分のものにせずチームのものにしようとする。それは意識してできることではなく、そういう人間だからこそ自然に出てくる行動なのではないでしょうか。ではその姿勢は162試合という長いシーズンを通じて本当に変わらないのか。グラスノーが語った答えをご覧ください。
Like an update on your friendship. This is weird, but with Shohei, literally people just want to know anything about him, right? So from your perspective, you've gotten time to spend with him, and like, are you at a level where you're here, right? He's going to be in the clubhouse at some point, and you'll go hang with him and spend 10 minutes, and how are you communicating with him? Is it still, like, is he picking up on a lot of things, or is everything like interpreter?
No, he doesn't even have an interpreter anymore. So he's just like riding solo in the clubhouse, and he speaks great English. He's like super easy to talk to, super happy-go-lucky, like all the time. And I think early on in season, I was like, we'll see how long this lasts. Like the baseball season's very, very stressful, and all the stuff he was going through. And every single day, he was just like summer camp. It was crazy, like very, very stoic, like just super happy, like 0 for 4, and just like, all right, whatever. Like he's just super, and I think hitting like 230 with like a cushion of 28 homers is helpful. But from the beginning of the season, he's always been like just the same human being every single day. It's really impressive.
Clearly, he's doing stuff away from the field. And then the other thing, what else could I say? I think what was impressive to me about he went and pitched his last time, shoved, was like sitting 100, had like a bunch of Ks. Just they had no chance, and I think he went 0 for 4 that day. I think just going up and be like, hey man, great job, like pitching. He was like, no, like 0 for 4. I think the standard he holds himself to is extremely impressive. I think it's such a hard thing to do, to go out there and pitch multiple innings and then go out and hit. And I think just like I said, I guess the standard he holds himself to where like both of those have to be ironed out for him to feel satisfied is like pretty impressive to me.
Now seeing him every day, like, is he better than or worse or whatever than what you actually thought?
Honestly, I feel like it's the expectations of like watching him from afar and then seeing him. He's just doing the same thing he's always done. He's just dominating. He's killing it this year. And I think the most surprising thing is how chill he is. And I think it's easy if you're hitting 360 with 13. It's easier to float around a little bit. But even when he's struggling, like beginning or whatever, all the stuff going on, like he is. You've seen he's just like whatever. He's always happy. He'll go 0 for 4 and come in and just laugh. He has the iconic laugh. I hear it. It echoes through the clubhouse 24/7. And he's just chill. He just doesn't.
He's 0打数ノーヒットでもまあいいかって感じという言葉が妙に胸に刺さります。思い返すと私たちファンの方が大谷の不調に一喜一憂していたかもしれません。スランプの日に落ち込み、好調の日に安堵する。でも当の本人はまあいいかと笑っていた。そのどっしりとした重心の低さがチームメイトにとって言葉以上の安心感になっていたのでしょう。ただ大谷がチームメイトへ向けるものは笑顔だけではありませんでした。大谷翔平という人間の本質はスポットライトの当たらない場所にこそ現れるのかもしれません。2026年の開幕を前にクラブハウスでひっそりと起きたある出来事をロハスが語っています。
Yeah, we did. Yeah, really nice from Psycho. Really nice collection or a piece, a watch that he gave us. We really appreciate all the guys that we have in this clubhouse. So he's being really kind with using his platform to kind of like help his teammates as well. That talks a lot about the kind of human he is, not on the field, but off the field as well. He cares about his teammates. He cares about the community in LA, and we're coming from so many different places, and I know that watch we're gonna keep it forever, and we're always gonna remember that the best player in the world gave us a watch for 2026 Opening Day. It was a battle too. I haven't checked what the company is, but it's really nice to have this. I don't know. Like I say, I didn't see what kind of alcohol it was, but it's really nice too. That's one of my favorite things about opening day and starting a season, especially here in LA. We got a lot of people supporting the organization, and we're getting a lot of gifts and things to say thank you for our contribution the last couple of years, and we bring joy to the people, and they give us back, and I think it's a back and forward relationship. Yeah, so it was a little note that say from Shohei Ohtani, let's repeat. So I think that's the mentality of everybody in this clubhouse, and I don't think we we have enough motivation. We need to keep finding new ones every single day because it's not gonna be an easy road, and we all know that we're gonna compete against the best in the world, and they all wanna come for what we have, and we are really responsible and accountable for what we are gonna be embracing this year.
さて、いかがでしたか？大谷翔平より優勝しよう。世界最高の選手が開幕前にチームメイトへ送った言葉が、記録でも称賛でもなくたったこの一文だったということに、大谷翔平という人間の全てが詰まっている気がします。自分が主役になれる場面で、それをチームへの鼓舞に変えてしまえる人間がどれほどいるでしょうか。大谷がチームへ向ける思いは、開幕の贈り物だけではありませんでした。フリーマンは、ある人物との忘れられないエピソードを語っています。
Is Charlie an Ohtani fan? Yes, and that's the one thing. That's what's so cool. So Charlie met Ohtani in the LA All-Star game. Okay, and they met, and the first thing Shohei said to me at Yamamoto's thing is, "Where's Charlie?" And that makes me feel good, that just to know that's the kind of person Shohei is. That's just the beautiful thing about Shohei, that he actually cares and cares about other people. So I think this is going to be really good for all of us.
Is that surprising in any way? Like just when you get to be around him and kind of see that side of him versus...
I wouldn't say surprising. It's just, it just kind of takes you aback, and for someone to remember your son's name after meeting them 2 years prior and wanting to meet him, and I think that's what makes it Shohei. It's not just a great baseball player; he's great off the field and he's just a great person. So I think we're all going to be lucky to be around him for the next, his next 10 years, but my next 4.
さて、いかがでしたか？驚きというより感動に近いかなというフリーマンの言葉が全てを言い表しています。2年前に一度会っただけの子供の名前を覚えている。それだけでも十分すごいのに、また会いたいと自分から口にする。相手が子供であっても、チームメイトの家族であっても、大谷にとっては同じように大切な存在なのでしょう。世界最高の選手が、最も小さな関係性を最も丁寧に扱っている。その事実が、ロバーツ監督が語る断言の意味をより深くしてくれます。
Doc, good morning. Good to see you.
Good morning, fellas. Good way for me on the West Coast to start my day talking about Shohei.
Yeah, we appreciate you getting up early to do that. And there are so many places to start with this guy. And I guess I'll jump in with this. You watched him as an opposing manager for a number of years. You got him on your side now. I know you had a high opinion of him managing against him. What's changed in how you view Shohei now that you know him as well as you do and that you've had him on your side for 2 years?
I think the thing that's changed is there's obviously with time you get to know a person more intimately. I think that I've learned his humor. I've learned his certainly we've seen the humility from the other side. But I think that his generosity across the board, there's a crazy competitiveness to win and not just to be a great player. He wants to win. And then on the last thing I'll say is on the day-to-day to see the discipline and how we can kind of prepare as he went through rehab and then also to prepare for a season or each day is pretty impressive.
Hey, Dave, he's so unique, and there's so many different stories and narratives about him, and one of them is Shohei decides what Shohei wants to do. And there's some truth to that. Every player has to let you know how they feel. How do you guys manage that as a group, with you, Stan, the whole group on down, Andrew, you name it, how you manage Shohei and how you handle him, and what's those conversations like with him?
I think the first thing it starts, HR, is the contract. You know, his whole thing with Stan and Mark Walter was basically an ownership group was I'll defer money and I just want to be ensured that the roster is going to continue to be very competitive to win a championship every year. And that's the word that Mark, the agreement that they had. And I think that's sort of where it started initially. And then outside of that, I think it's more of kind of, every player wants to feel comfortable. But if we're trying to win, honestly, Shohei has been my easiest player to manage. He's not really my way or the highway type guy. So for me, honestly, HR, there's been no demands for me that he's put on me or the organization. I think certainly coming back from the elbow injury, kind of the rehab on the plan, which is very kind of methodical and slow, maybe slower than his liking. He still bought into that and understood the bigger picture. So I do think that once he was ready at the end of the year and pitched in the World Series and throughout the postseason, I think that trust has continued to build. But yeah, right there, he didn't like me taking him out of the game, but still respectful. I don't know. You know what? I think that he does is because every minute of the day is calculated for him. So it's really, he doesn't have really time to poke holes in what the organization isn't or isn't doing. He just wants to win.
I don't think it's hyperbole, Doc, to say that we're watching and you're managing the greatest player to ever put on a uniform. Ever. You could make that case, right? It's crazy. So as such, I would imagine one of the challenges that you and the organization are faced with is the balance between preserving him and keeping enough bubble wrap on him and putting too much bubble wrap on him. After all, we need this guy for the next decade in Dodger blue.
Yeah, that's exactly right. And I think that, you've got to build that trust, Matty. And I think that it's not easy because as a player, they always feel that they can do more, they should do more. But I think that Shohei is very cognizant of his short-term performance, but also long-term legacy. And so appreciating that, pushing him in April, May, or June isn't worth the squeeze. And I think that, his agent Nez is obviously in touch with him, but our training staff, the doctors, Andrew, Brandon Gomes, myself, Mark Pryor, the hitting guys manage his workload. All that kind of collection of voices kind of come to a decision. So I do think that the North Star, the guiding light is being good now, certainly to help us win, but also we want to preserve his career for the next 10 years.
I mean, it's almost like a mythical character. It's unbelievable what this guy can do.
It is, and I think that what you guys said is I'm as old school as anybody, but I do feel that he is the best player of all time to put on a baseball uniform, and I don't need to see another 5 years to validate what my eyes are, right? And so I get the longevity piece, what people want to see, but I think we've all seen enough.
Yeah. I mean, Dave, one game, he throws 100 miles an hour, strikes out 2 hitters to end it with 100-mile-an-hour pitches, and then hits the ball to the ballpark. Wow. I mean, out of the stadium.
Sick.
So that's one of the greatest moments that I've seen with Shohei through the number of years. What moments do you have that stand out immediately with you?
Yeah, but I think the thing is, just to add on that, Harold, I think that it's 100, but it's also located. It's not to the backstop, and it's also.
さて、いかがでしたか？今回はドジャースの同僚たちが語る大谷翔平の人間性をご紹介しました。テオスカーが見たグラウンドの外のムードメーカー、キケとグラスノーが目撃した騒音の中でも揺るがない集中力、マンシーが語ったバットフリップが向かう先、グラスノーが証言した0打数ノーヒットでも変わらない笑顔、ロハスが明かした開幕前のクラブハウスの贈り物、フリーマンが語った2年前に一度会っただけの子供の名前を覚えていた話、そしてロバーツ監督が断言した史上最高という確信。7人それぞれの視点が重なり合い、一人の人間としての大谷翔平がより立体的に浮かび上がってきました。個人的に最も印象に残ったのはフリーマンの驚きというより感動に近いかなという言葉です。2年前に一度会っただけの子供の名前を覚えていて、また会いたいと思ってくれている。記録や数字では語れないその小さな事実の中に大谷翔平という人間の本質が詰まっている気がします。日本から生まれた選手が言語も文化も違う異国のクラブハウスでこれほど深く愛され信頼されているという事実に野球ファンとして心から誇らしい気持ちになります。これからも大谷翔平のプレーと人間性を一緒に見届けていきましょう。皆さんが今回の証言の中で最も印象に残った一言はどれでしたか？ぜひコメント欄で教えてください。 最後までご視聴いただきありがとうございました。この動画が良かったと思っていただけましたら、ぜひ高評価とチャンネル登録をよろしくお願いします。